Good evening, everyone. As Paul says, we're in the midst of having Dharma Talks from the Compass of Zen, so I thought I would do the same. And I would like to read to you. I'm actually going to start a chapter back from the chapter that I'm talking about, because in some ways they go together. We have something of a format to begin teaching new students, and in our interviews, either the first or the second, usually often the first, private meeting that one would have with me, you read a poem called The Human Root. And it begins to express in poetic form some of the very basic teachings that we teach here at Empty Gate Zen Center and in the Quantum School that we're a part of. This is the same teaching that happens at about 100 different Zen centers all around the world. I'm going to talk about the chapter titled Just Seeing is Buddha Nature. So, but it begins with a poem. It's quite a long poem, and I'm going to read the poem before it, The Human Root, and then I'm going to attempt to talk about just seeing is Buddha nature, and I'm going to try to give you a feel for how Zen Master Bon Soeng talks about it, and you will probably get some of my unique spin on the poem also. I particularly like the second poem, Just Seeing is Buddha Nature, and there's a few lines in it that I personally relate to and like when I read them or hear them, because often in the interview room it's a process of the student reads these, and so especially the Human Root, I have probably heard it read, I would have to guess 200-300 times. And each time I listen, I actually hear it differently. So the first part I don't think I'm going to say too much about, but the first leads into the second. But open your minds, open your hearts, put down your ideas and your opinions. You know, after this very first poem that I read with Zen Master Bon Soeng the first time, we had some interchange, and then he told me, and this is after reading the first poem that you're going to hear, then he said to me, now you know everything you need to know about Buddhism. You don't need to read any more books. You don't need to understand anything else. Now just do it. So that's the kicker. We're going to be talking about this. I'm going to be explaining it. Hopefully you'll have some questions for me about it. But it's not what you think. Buddhism and Zen specifically is not about what you think. It's not about how you understand the teachings. It's how you digest the teachings and actually make them alive in your life. That's the key point. And you'll see by the very end, if all goes according to my plan, we'll get to something like that. So this poem is called The Human Root. And honestly, I have no idea where it comes from. I've never heard anybody really know the origins of this poem. Unfortunately, Zen Master Bon Soeng is dead, so I can't ask him. Just so those of you who are new here understand, Zen Master Bon Soeng is the founding teacher of Empty Gate Zen Center and indeed the Quantum School of Zen. He arrived here in the United States in around 1972. He was a Korean man who became a monk late 40s, I think. And he actually, as most Korean men needed to do, he had to rest his precepts during the Korean War. He fought. After the Korean War, he picked up his monk's life. I'm not going to tell his story now, but he came here in 1972 and he began to form Zen centers in the United States, first in Rhode Island, then Los Angeles, Cambridge, Berkeley, a few other places, and it's grown now. There's about 100 Zen centers around the world. Okay, the human root. Coming empty-handed, going empty-handed, that is human. When you're born, where do you come from? When you die, where do you go? Life is like a floating cloud that appears. Death is like a floating cloud that disappears. The floating cloud itself originally does not exist. Life and death, coming and going, are also like that. But there is one thing that always remains clear. It is pure and clear, not depending on life and death. Then, what is the one pure and clear thing? That's our starting point in practice, that question. What is the one pure and clear thing? This question points to substance. This question points us back through our confusion. What is this life? What am I? Where do I come from? Where do I go? Why am I here? Who are you? And how do you and me make any sense in this world? So we start with a question. We start with wonder. And we really do ask this question, what is the one pure and clear thing? I'll give you a clue. What happens ultimately is simply wake up. It can't be said. It can't be named. It's before thinking. Only don't know. Just seeing is Buddha nature. If you want to understand the realm of Buddhas, keep a mind which is clear like space. Let all thinking and external desires fall far away. Let your mind go any place with no hindrance. If you want to understand the realm of Buddhas, keep a mind that is clear like space. Let all thinking and external desires fall far away. Let your mind go any place with no hindrance. Then, what is keeping a mind that is clear like space? You see, we always return to the question, what is it? If your mind is not clear, listen to the following. It is enlightenment nature. Above is the dwelling place of all Buddhas. Below are the 6 realms of existence. One by one, each thing is complete. One by one, each thing has it. It and dust interpenetrate. It is already apparent in all things. So, without cultivation, you are already complete. Understand, understand. Clear, clear. Do you see? Do you hear? Already you see clearly. Already you hear clearly. Then what is this stick? This sound? and your mind, are they the same or are they different? If you say same, I will hit you 30 times. If you say different, I will hit you 30 times. Why? Ha! 3 times 3 equals 9. As I'm reading it now to you, this is a complete Dharma speech. Already I'm done. Already the speech has been made. But a little explanation is probably important, so I'll talk a little bit about it. But I want to start right at the end. 3 times 3 equals 9. What that means is everything is already complete. That shout, ha! That's the same as this hit. Before thinking. It really can't be said. Once you say it, you lose it. Before you open your mouth, it's already clear. But that's not enough. We have to come completely into this world. 3 times 3 equals 9 is the realm of truth. Everything is just like this. Remember, he said, you already see, you already hear, but our minds are full of confusion. Our minds are full of opinions, desires, impulses. We're totally out of control. We're driven by our conditioned thinking and feeling, and we're lost in the dream that in Buddhism we call samsara. The whole point of the Buddha's life. Buddha means awake. Awake means out of the dream. Just like this is truth. Already you can see. Some of you were surprised and you were startled. That startle moment is your moment of aliveness and awakeness. Wake up. Then, what do you see? What do you smell? What do you hear? What do you taste? What do you touch? What do you feel? What do you think? From this place, where there's no I, there's no you, then everything is truth. Sometimes we call this hitting the clear button on the calculator. Return to 0 point. Sometimes when we explain it, I ask, what's 2 plus 2? Somebody?
4.
Thank you very much. What's 4 plus 2?
7.
What's 4 plus 2?
7.
What's 4 plus 2?
7.
Thank you. No, it's not 7. But if you don't hit the clear button, you get 10. That's what we do in our lives. We don't hit the clear button. If I'm angry and I come to greet you and I don't hit the clear button, we have an interaction, you're stuck with my anger. Unless I can clear it, I'm carrying it around. We're constantly accumulating and carrying around. And in that accumulation and carrying around, we get lost in the dream. It's wake up. That's what the word Buddha means. Wake up. Awakened. From that place, the truth is right in front of us. We all already can see. So, just seeing is Buddha nature. Now you understand. When you hit the clear button, just seeing is Buddha nature. Buddha nature is this whole universe. We begin by not knowing. When Paul gave meditation instruction tonight, he talked about on the exhalation, don't know. That sense of wonder, that openness to something, because we truly don't know. That's the starting point of Zen practice. But we all want to know. We all think we have to be smart and impressive and show everybody how great we are. And in the process, we lose ourselves. In the process, we take whatever clarity, whatever quote-unquote greatness that we have, and we flush it down the toilet. Because we're lost in the dream. We lose contact with this moment. So Zen practice brings us back to not knowing. It's truly like being a scientist of our own life. What am I? And then let go of assumptions, let go of ideas, let go of beliefs, and investigate. Trust your eyes, trust your nose. My wife likes to say, if you smell smoke, you better check it out. You know, it's so easy for our minds to rationalize. I smell smoke, but there's not supposed to be any smoke here. There's no fire, so it's probably fine. I'm just going to go on and watch my TV show. And the next thing you know, the living room's on fire. And for most of us in our lives, the living room is already on fire. What can we do? So we start off from not knowing. That not knowing leads us to what we call primary point, before thinking mind. Everything is clear like space. No I, no you, just this moment. It's very clear. Before you make anything. You know, in the Jewish religion, you can never say the name of God, because if you name it, you make it into a thing, and you lose it. The Bible starts, first there is the Word. Once we name it, we're already dead. We've already lost it. The Tao Te Ching starts, the Tao that can be named is not the eternal Tao. So if you can't name it, what is it? This we call primary point. Zen Master Bon Soeng talks about everything is clear like space. When your mind is clear like space, the whole universe is clear like space. Because our minds cloud up everything. Your mind is clear, the universe is clear like space. At that moment, you and the universe become one. Our big mistake is separating ourselves out. I'm here and the universe is out there. And then we're constantly living our lives strategizing, how do I deal with that universe out there? And we lose the very simple fact that we are it. We're not separate from it. We are part of it. You and the universe become one. No separation, no subject, no object. No you, no me. Where do I end and you begin? Of course, when this talk is over, we say, I go to my house, you go to your house. So of course we're separate. But we're impacted by each other. So when we leave here, we're not the same person we were when we came here. We think we know who we are. And we get lost in the dream. But we're not that. Somebody quoted me a joke today. He said, I am not my fault. Of course, you can take that in a lot of ways. I am not what I think. From this place, what you see, hear, smell, taste, touch, everything is truth. From that clear button. From zero, things are just as they are. In the Eightfold Path, the first fold is right view. Right view means see things as they are, not as we think they are or as we want them to be. Buddhism says mind makes everything. How we perceive, how we create is what we get. So we investigate, what am I? What is it that I perceive? What is it that I make? What am I? That's the starting point of practice. So what is the realm of the Buddha? What is it? Keep a mind which is clear like space. Now I'm talking about a little bit. What you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you touch, everything is truth. That is a mind which is clear like space. Then I love these next two lines. Let all thinking and external desires fall away. Don't push them away. Don't deny them. Don't pretend. Let them go. Then, probably my favorite line in this whole thing. Let your mind go any place with no hindrance. We're free. The dream keeps us locked in a prison. Let go of the dream. We're free. This universe is vast and wide. We don't understand. Let your mind go any place with no hindrance. Sometimes people think that Zen is about being tight and narrow. It's the opposite. This whole universe is you. Let your mind, your heart, fill the whole universe. That's the challenge. We stay so stuck in our narrow little prison of our thinking and feeling and neediness, and we don't know that the door's already open. Let your mind go any place with no hindrance. One by one, each thing has it. One by one, each thing is complete. Everything comes from the same substance. The difference between oxygen and sodium is how many protons, neutrons, and electrons it has. Everything comes from the same substance. Everything in our known universe. And as we investigate the universe, we may discover smaller and smaller and smaller pieces of it. But everything is made up of the same thing. You, me, this camera, this paper, this water, the cup that's holding the water, everything is all the same substance. Above is the dwelling place of the Buddhas. Below is the 6 realms of existence. Even the Buddhas and the hell realms, the Buddha realms and the hell realms, are the same substance. The realm above, the realm below. We like the God realms. We don't like the hell realms. Actually, our minds make the God realms, and our minds make the hell realms. The realm is just as it is. We make it God, or we make it hell. Which one do you like? We like God, the God realms. We don't like the hell realms. But all of us know the reality of the learning and the growth that happens when we're stuck in that hell realm. In the God realms, the mythology says, you use up your karma. In the God realms, you just dissipate it all and you end up back in the hell realms. The only realm that changes, that the change is possible, is right here, right now, just as it is, just this moment. Not attached to name and form, we can see that everything is the same substance. Substance and name and form interpenetrate. It and dust interpenetrate. One by one, each thing has it. One by one, each thing is complete. Our substance and everything substance already are one. Only our minds make two. But don't be fooled. Non-dual doesn't mean only empty. Name and form are also non-dual. All of it together. It and dust interpenetrate. Sky is blue, the tree is green. The sound is sound substance. This sound, the substance of the sound, the substance of your mind, my substance, your substance, all the same substance. Universal substance. Then he says an interesting thing. For those of you who know Buddhist terminology, he says the Japanese call this kensho. This experience of just this. Everything is one. Everything is this, comes from the same substance, returns to the same substance. Life is like a floating cloud which appears. Death is like a floating cloud which disappears. Originally, the floating cloud does not exist. Suddenly, the cloud is here. Tomorrow, it's gone. That's true of our lives. We don't know where we came from. We don't know where we're going. We have absolutely no idea how long we'll be here. We all have this fantasy that we're here forever. Or we get a little older, we say, okay, not forever, but later. Sometime way far away, then I'll be gone. Because we can't handle it. Where do we go? Right now, where are we? Then we get closer to the realm of the Buddha. Where are we right now? So after he says, the Japanese call it kensho, which means see nature, become Buddha. Everything is Buddha nature. Everything. Not one thing is left out. Without cultivation, everything is complete. Return to primary point. And without thinking, you and the universe are never separate. Without attachment to thinking, without holding on to my particular view, you and the universe is never separate. When you taste sugar, immediately you and sugar become one. When you hear these words, immediately you and the words become one. Start to doubt, start to check, start to criticize, start your mind's attachment, and everything is separated. But before that, boom, everything is connected. Everything is the same. Believe in yourself. Put it all down. Your idea, your opinion. Believe in your true nature. Remember, Buddha nature is the whole universe. Believe in your true nature doesn't mean believe in some little me that has it. I am the universe. Believe in the universe and you're free. Don't make I, then never separate. Make I, you're completely separate. Understand, understand. Clear, clear. Attaining true self is not difficult. What is true self? Ha! The wall is white. The floor is brown. True nature is the whole universe. So, then he says, because this is Zen, it's not just about understanding, so we have to test it. So here's the test. Those of you who know this test, be quiet. This stick, this sound, and your mind, are they the same or are they different? Somebody? Same or different? Everybody's shy. If you say same, you're attached to emptiness. If you say different, you're attached to name and form. Without being attached to emptiness, and without being attached to name and form, how can you answer? This stick, this sound, and your mind, same or different? I don't know. That's a good start. Somebody? Anybody? That's all. Don't make anything. Then he said 3 times 3 equals 9. You can't stop here. That's substance. You have to move into truth. So one more step is necessary. Attain the realm of the Buddha means attain truth. Everything is just as it is. So what is everything is just as it is, and you're already complete? It's 8:34 on Wednesday night. And what is the realm of the Buddha? The Dharma room at 2200 Parker Street in Berkeley, California. Moment to moment, it changes.